Hello everyone and welcome to Ashley Plans and Saves. I'm Ashley and today I want to share with you my November paycheck to paycheck budget spreadsheet in Excel just because I always find it helpful to know what is getting paid when and with what paycheck and making sure that I'm not over budgeting one paycheck so that I'm not overdrawing on an account before I get paid again. So in my sheet here I have my extra paycheck for November on the left that comes in October 31st, so that's in the front. My next paycheck on the 14th is coming out in the middle here, and my last paycheck on the 28th is at the end. So for each sheet, I have my income section, my fixed expenses, and I lay out I only fill in the expense that's going to be paid with that paycheck. My spending gets an item typically in each of these spending categories, and then my sinking funds and savings all get different amounts depending on the paycheck. And then at the bottom, I have a calculation of what's left to spend or what's left to budget for. And this last column here, the first column is my budgeted amounts. The next column is my actual amounts where I enter and I keep track of it as the month goes on. And then the last column will calculate if it's over or under budget. In my first extra paycheck here, I have $1,500 for income. And then from that check, my internet's being paid for $55.88. I've budgeted, it may not be 179. Nope, it's actually 169. I budgeted 169 for spending, and that really can be spent in whichever way. I did do 120 for groceries, that's $60 a week, 25 for eating out, 15 for household stuff, including laundry, no money like personal spending money because I have a separate sinking fund for that, and then about $9 for miscellaneous things. I try to fund all of my sinking funds or most of my sinking funds and savings accounts with this first paycheck. So I'm doing 300 to my Roth IRA. Clothing sinking fund gets 100 for this month, 100 to family and gifts, 100 to travel, 15 to my Lyft and Uber sinking fund, and then 660 to my personal savings. And that will zero out that budget right there. With my next paycheck, I'm anticipating $1,475.01. I'm going to set aside $600 for my rent. That is for December's rent. About $50 I'm estimating for my Con Ed bill. That's my electricity. $10 or so for Netflix. $10 for Spotify. $13 for Netflix, and $40 for my phone. All those expenses will come out before my next paycheck, so they'll all be paid with this second paycheck here. My spending for the next paycheck is actually $10 less. It's going to be $167. Again, I don't really care exactly how it gets spent, but I know I only have $169, $167, whatever the amount is. I only have that amount to be flexible with. So if I spend less in groceries, then I can put it towards household if I need to, things like that. But again, I have 120 for groceries, 25 for eating out, 15 for household, nothing for personal money. And then about $7.03 was left over for miscellaneous. And the two funds I'm funding in this paycheck will be my Roth IRA for $225. That's an automatic transfer every 2 weeks, and then $370 towards my personal savings account. Finally, for this last paycheck at the very end of the month, this is right when Thanksgiving hits. This is also when I'm going to be probably more than likely moving out of my current apartment, moving into a new apartment. I'm anticipating $1,475.01 for my income, another $600 set aside for rent, but no other fixed expenses coming out of this paycheck. My spending budget is, just to double check, it's actually $180. I guess that's where the extra $10 or so went. $180 for these 2 weeks, just because it's Thanksgiving, so I did budget a tiny bit more to accommodate that. My groceries is a little less, just because of, again, Thanksgiving. So I planned for about half a week of groceries for the week of Thanksgiving, and then I budgeted a lot more for miscellaneous so I can help my family pay for groceries for Thanksgivings, buy things that I need to buy for any dishes I want to make, things like that. I bumped it down to $10 for eating out, like I said, because of Thanksgiving, and then household only gets about $10 as well. So that is how it's shaken up for the spending. And then again, the last two funds that I'm funding this paycheck will be $225 again for my Roth IRA, and then the last bit for my personal savings at $470, which again zeroes out the budget. So I start off every month with a zero-based budget. I sometimes have like a little bit rolling over into the next month just because it's not a significant amount to put into like a savings or something, and I'm pretty happy with my savings rate. So if I get a little extra cash or I spend a little less, I'll roll it over to next month to add to more like miscellaneous spending money that I may find useful. But that is pretty much how I plan to split up my paychecks for this 3 paycheck month. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you're interested in more of these budget videos, I typically do like every dollar and every and Excel check-ins and budgets. Feel free to subscribe so you're notified when I post those. Otherwise, everyone have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.